Welcome back to Coin's Numismatic series, the channel where everyday pocket change can lead to extraordinary discoveries and where hidden treasures are often found in the most unexpected places. Today we're exploring two fascinating state quarters that continue to attract the attention of collectors across America. These are coins that many people have handled without a second glance. Yet some examples have become highly desirable because of their history, beautiful designs, collectible errors, and surprising values. So get ready as we uncover the stories, the mintages, the rare varieties, and the values that make these quarters stand out from the crowd. 2000, D. Massachusetts State Quarter. The year 2000 marked an exciting period in American coin collecting. The United States Mint's groundbreaking 50 state quarters program was in full swing, and collectors across the nation eagerly awaited each new release. Among the 5 states honored that year was Massachusetts, a state whose history is deeply woven into the story of America itself. Released on January 3, 2000, the Massachusetts State Quarter became the 6th coin in the State Quarters program. It was the first state quarter issued during the new millennium, giving it a special place in the hearts of many collectors. The coin celebrates Massachusetts' critical role in the founding of the United States and honors one of the most famous landmarks in American history. The reverse design features a detailed outline of the state of Massachusetts with a striking image of the Minuteman standing prominently over the state map. The Minuteman statue is based on the famous sculpture located in Concord, Massachusetts. The figure represents the colonial militia members who were ready to defend their communities at a moment's notice during the American Revolution. The design is rich with symbolism. The Minuteman stands holding a musket, embodying the courage and determination of the early patriots who fought for independence. The state outline reminds viewers of Massachusetts' geographical identity, while the inscription, "The Bay State," reflects one of the state's most recognizable nicknames. Collectors often consider the Massachusetts Quarter one of the strongest designs in the entire State Quarters series because it combines patriotic symbolism with artistic simplicity. The image immediately connects viewers to the opening chapters of American history. The historical significance behind the design cannot be overstated. Massachusetts was the site of major events that shaped the birth of the United States. The battles of Lexington and Concord, often described as the shot heard around the world, occurred within the state. Boston played a central role in colonial resistance, and Massachusetts became a driving force behind the movement for independence. Every time collectors examine this quarter, they are reminded of the sacrifices and determination that helped create a new nation. The Denver Mint struck approximately 628.6 million Massachusetts quarters bearing the D Mint mark. This enormous production figure ensured widespread circulation across the country. Millions of Americans encountered these quarters in everyday transactions, making them familiar to an entire generation. At first glance, such a large mintage may suggest that the coin lacks rarity. However, experienced collectors know that mintage is only one factor in determining value. Condition plays a major role. Most of these quarters entered circulation immediately and accumulated over many years. Coins showing heavy circulation generally remain worth face value or only slightly more. Yet examples that survived in pristine condition tell a very different story. Uncirculated coins with original mint luster attract strong collector interest. Coins graded MS-65 and above begin to command noticeable premiums. As grades rise into MS-67 and MS-68 territory, population numbers decrease dramatically. Registry set collectors are constantly searching for the finest known examples. Competition among these collectors can push prices significantly higher than many casual hobbyists expect. One reason condition rarity matters so much for the Massachusetts Quarter is the design itself. The Minuteman contains intricate details that reveal strike quality immediately. Weakly struck examples often show softness in the figure's features, while sharply struck coins display impressive detail throughout the design. Collectors seeking top-grade specimens carefully inspect the Minuteman's clothing, musket, facial features, and surrounding state outline. Market values vary significantly depending on grade. Circulated examples typically remain common and affordable. Attractive, uncirculated pieces can bring several dollars. Premium certified examples often sell for much higher amounts, particularly when they rank among the finest known. Now let's move into one of the most exciting areas of modern coin collecting: mint errors and varieties. The Massachusetts quarter has produced numerous collectible errors that continue to generate interest among specialists and treasure hunters alike. One of the most frequently encountered categories is die cracks. These raised lines occur when a minting die begins to fracture from repeated use. Small die cracks may appear in various locations throughout the design. Larger examples can become dramatic enough to attract significant collector attention. Die chips represent another popular error type. These occur when tiny pieces of the die break away, leaving raised blobs of metal on the struck coin. Depending on size and placement, these can become highly collectible. Collectors have also reported examples displaying significant die deterioration. As dies wear over time, design elements may appear distorted or swollen. While not always rare, dramatic examples often become sought after by error specialists. Off-center strikes are among the most visually impressive Massachusetts quarter errors. These occur when the planchet is improperly positioned during striking. The result is a coin with part of the design missing and a blank area visible. The value depends on the degree of displacement and whether important features such as the date remain visible. Broad strike errors have also been documented. These occur when a coin is struck outside the retaining collar, causing it to expand beyond normal dimensions. Such pieces are immediately recognizable and often command strong premiums. Clipped planchet errors continue to attract collectors as well. These unusual coins feature missing sections caused by improper blanking during production. The resulting shape creates an unmistakable appearance that appeals to both beginner and advanced collectors. Double strike errors represent another exciting possibility. These occur when a coin receives more than one strike from the dies. Depending on the amount of movement between strikes, dramatic overlapping designs may be visible. Collectors also search for double die varieties. Genuine double dies occur during die creation rather than the striking process. These varieties can show noticeable doubling on lettering, numbers, or design elements. Strong examples often become important discoveries within a series. What keeps collectors interested in the Massachusetts quarter more than 2 decades after its release is its combination of historical importance and collecting potential. The coin appeals to multiple audiences. History enthusiasts appreciate its Revolutionary War connections. State quarter collectors need it for complete sets. Error specialists search for unusual varieties. Registry collectors pursue top-condition examples. Coin roll hunters continue examining circulation finds in hopes of discovering overlooked treasures. The Massachusetts quarter also benefits from nostalgia. Many collectors remember searching for state quarters during childhood. For those individuals, this coin often represents an early connection to the hobby. As more years pass, high-grade examples become increasingly difficult to locate. Many coins that originally appeared uncirculated have developed spots, scratches, or other imperfections over time. This ongoing attrition helps support demand for premium quality specimens. Today, the 2000 Massachusetts quarter remains one of the most recognizable and historically meaningful entries in the state quarters program. The 2000 Virginia state quarter is more than just another state coin. It represents the birthplace of English America, the dawn of permanent settlement in the New World, and one of the most ambitious coin programs ever created by the United States Mint. And while millions of Americans spent these quarters without a second thought, collectors know that certain examples are worth far more than 25 cents. Some rare specimens have sold for hundreds of dollars, and unusual mint errors continue to attract serious attention from numismatists across the country. The 2000 Virginia State Quarter was released on October 16, 2000, as part of the incredibly successful United States Mint 50 State Quarters program. This ambitious series began in 1999 and quickly became one of the most widely collected coin programs in American history. The Virginia issue was the 10th coin released in the series and honored Virginia's ratification of the Constitution in 1788. It also commemorated the upcoming 400th anniversary of the Jamestown settlement, one of the most important events in early American history. At the time of release, excitement surrounding the state quarters program was exploding across the nation. Millions of Americans who had never collected coins before suddenly began searching through pocket change, filling quarter maps, and learning about state history through numismatics. Schools used the quarters for educational programs. Families collected them together, and banks struggled to keep up with public demand. The Virginia quarter became especially popular because of its striking historical reverse design, featuring the three famous ships associated with the Jamestown settlement. The reverse of the coin displays the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery sailing toward the coast of Virginia. These ships carried English settlers to Jamestown in 1607, creating the first permanent English settlement in North America. The design also includes the inscriptions Jamestown 1607 to 2007, Quadricentennial, Virginia 1788, and E Pluribus Unum. The image immediately captured public attention because it felt different from traditional American coinage. Instead of a simple symbol or state outline, the Virginia quarter delivered a cinematic scene from colonial America. The reverse was designed by Edgar Z. Stever, while the obverse retained the familiar portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. Washington's portrait had already appeared on quarters since 1932, but the state quarters program transformed the reverse side into a rotating gallery of American history and culture. Collectors appreciated the educational value of the designs, and the Virginia issue became one of the most recognizable releases of the entire program. Now let's talk about production numbers, because this is where the story becomes truly interesting. The Philadelphia Mint produced an astonishing 943 million Virginia quarters in 2000. That enormous mintage means the coin is extremely common in circulation even today. In fact, decades after release, many examples can still be found in pocket change and bank rolls. At first glance, such a high mintage might suggest the coin has little collector value. But experienced numismatists understand something extremely important about modern coin collecting. Rarity is not always determined by mintage alone. Condition rarity plays a massive role in modern coins. While hundreds of millions of Virginia quarters were produced, very few survived in pristine gem condition without scratches, contact marks, discoloration, or weak strikes. Most examples entered circulation immediately after minting. They passed through vending machines, cash registers, parking meters, and countless hands. Over time, the majority became worn and damaged. This means that high-grade mint state examples certified by grading companies like PCGS and NGC can command surprising premiums. An average circulated 2000 P Virginia quarter is generally worth face value. Most circulated examples sell for only 25 cents to perhaps 50 cents depending on condition. But once you move into mint state territory, values begin climbing steadily. Lower uncirculated grades, such as MS63 and MS64, are common and usually worth only a few dollars. However, truly attractive gem examples graded MS66 or MS67 can bring significantly higher prices. Coins with exceptional luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks become increasingly difficult to locate, because the Philadelphia Mint produced these quarters in massive quantities intended for circulation rather than preservation. Collectors pay strong premiums for coins with superior eye appeal. In modern coin collecting, eye appeal can make an enormous difference. Two coins with the same technical grade might have drastically different market values depending on brilliance, strike quality, and toning. Some beautifully toned Virginia quarters displaying rainbow colors caused by long-term storage have attracted strong collector interest online and at auction. One of the biggest reasons collectors continue searching through 2000 P Virginia quarters is the possibility of discovering mint errors. Modern state quarters produced some of the most dramatic and popular mint mistakes in American numismatic history. Error coin collectors love this series because high-speed production at the mint created opportunities for unusual striking problems, die issues, and planchet defects. Among the most commonly discussed errors on the Virginia quarter are off-center strikes. These occur when the blank planchet is improperly positioned during striking, causing part of the design to miss the coin entirely. Minor off-center examples may sell for a few dollars, while dramatic errors showing 50% or more off-center strikes can bring substantially higher prices depending on eye appeal and condition. Another popular category involves clipped planchets. These errors occur when the metal blank is improperly cut before striking, leaving part of the coin missing. Genuine clipped planchet errors on state quarters remain highly collectible because they are visually dramatic and easy to identify even for beginner collectors. Grease-filled die errors are also commonly encountered on Virginia quarters. This happens when grease or debris fills recessed areas of the die, preventing parts of the design from striking properly. Collectors have reported missing letters, weak numerals, and incomplete details on various examples. One particularly discussed variety involves missing portions of the 1607 inscription due to filled die issues. While minor examples may only bring a small premium, dramatic missing detail strikes can attract dedicated error specialists. Die cracks and cut errors are another fascinating area. A die crack forms when the steel die begins fracturing under immense pressure during production. Metal flows into the crack during striking, creating raised lines on the finished coin. Some Virginia quarters exhibit visible die cracks extending across Washington's portrait or through reverse details. Larger cut errors involving broken dissections can become especially valuable because of their dramatic appearance. Collectors also search for double dies on the Virginia quarter. Double dies occur when the die itself receives multiple slightly misaligned impressions during creation, resulting in visible doubling on letters or design elements. Some collectors report doubling on inscriptions like Virginia or In God We Trust. However, distinguishing true double dies from machine doubling or die deterioration doubling requires experience and magnification. Now here is where things become incredibly exciting for treasure hunters. The year 2000 produced one of the most famous mule errors in modern American numismatics. A mule coin occurs when two dies never intended to be paired are accidentally used together. The legendary 2000 P Sacagawea dollar and Washington quarter mule combines the obverse of a Washington quarter with the reverse of a Sacagawea dollar. This extraordinary mistake became one of the most famous U.S. mint errors ever discovered. Although this mule is technically separate from the Virginia quarter reverse design, it was created during the same production era and added enormous excitement to quarter collecting in the early 2000s. Stories of rare errors worth thousands of dollars inspired millions of people to inspect their state quarters more carefully. The composition of the 2000 P Virginia quarter follows the standard clad format used for modern quarters. The coin contains a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. It weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter with a reeded edge. Because the coin is not made from silver, ordinary circulated examples carry no intrinsic metal value beyond face value. However, special silver-proof versions struck at San Francisco for collector sets contain 90% silver and remain highly collectible today. Silver-proof examples with deep cameo contrast and flawless surfaces can command substantial premiums among modern proof collectors. The historical importance of Virginia itself adds another layer of collector appeal. Virginia is often called the birthplace of America. Jamestown marked the beginning of permanent English settlement in the New World, and Virginia later became home to numerous founding fathers including George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and James Monroe. The Virginia quarter celebrates this foundational role in American history. The ships on the reverse carry deep symbolic meaning as well. The Susan Constant served as the flagship of the expedition. The Godspeed was smaller but crucial to the voyage, while the Discovery acted as a support vessel. Their depiction on the quarter captures a moment of immense uncertainty and ambition. These settlers crossed the Atlantic into an unfamiliar world, laying foundations that would eventually shape the United States itself. Many collectors believe the Virginia quarter remains one of the strongest artistic designs of the state quarters program. The detailed sailing ships create motion and depth rarely seen on circulating American coinage. Even decades later, the design still feels cinematic and historically rich. Collector demand for state quarters remains strong because the series introduced countless people to coin collecting. For many modern numismatists, searching for state quarters was their first experience with the hobby. That nostalgia continues fueling demand today. Complete albums, certified high-grade sets, proof collections, and dramatic error examples all maintain active collector markets. When evaluating a 2000 P Virginia quarter, collectors should examine several important factors carefully. Strike quality matters tremendously. Weakly struck examples may show incomplete ship details or soft hairlines on Washington's portrait. Luster is another key factor. Original mint frost and cartwheel shine dramatically increase desirability. Surface preservation is equally critical because contact marks from mint bags often reduce grades on modern quarters. Authentication becomes especially important with error coins. Many damaged quarters are mistakenly advertised as rare mint errors online. Experienced collectors understand the difference between genuine mint-made errors and post-mint damage caused by circulation, tools, or environmental exposure. True mint errors display specific characteristics created during production, while damage occurring after circulation generally carries no premium. Online collector communities continue discussing Virginia quarter varieties and unusual finds regularly. Some collectors report discovering attractive die cracks, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and off-center strikes in circulation even today. These discoveries keep interest alive among treasure hunters who enjoy searching through bank rolls and pocket change. One fascinating aspect of modern coin collecting is the accessibility. Unlike rare 19th century coins costing thousands of dollars, the Virginia quarter remains affordable for nearly everyone. Beginners can start collecting directly from circulation, while advanced collectors pursue elite certified examples in top population grades. This broad accessibility helped the state quarters program become a cultural phenomenon. Today, the 2000 P Virginia State Quarter stands as both a historical artifact and a reminder of the coin collecting boom that swept across America at the turn of the millennium. It bridges colonial history with modern numismatics, combining educational storytelling with the thrill of treasure hunting. And that's what makes this coin so special. It's not simply about value. It's about the connection between history, artistry, and discovery. Somewhere out there, hidden in an old jar, forgotten drawer, or circulation roll, another rare Virginia quarter error may still be waiting to be discovered. Maybe it's an off-center strike. Maybe it's a dramatic die crack. Maybe it's a flawless gem condition survivor that escaped decades of wear. So the next time you receive change, don't ignore those state quarters. Take a closer look at the ships sailing across the reverse. Examine the details. Study the strike. Because in the world of numismatics, ordinary coins sometimes become extraordinary treasures. And for collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike, the 2000 P Virginia State Quarter remains one of the most exciting modern American coins ever released.